Namah Shivaya. So the first talk that I would like to go over with you is the definition of Tantra and how it relates to Neo-Tantra. Neo-Tantra has some misleading information with regards to it. And Neo-Tantra has its important aspects in modern life, but maybe the founders of Neo-Tantra should call it something different from Tantra because there are big distinctions. First and foremost, Tantra is a philosophy, and it's in juxtaposition with some other traditions which come from India, non-dual traditions, which see that the universe, like say Vedanta, strict Vedanta, which sees that there is the universal consciousness, the absolute, and then there is Maya. So there's kind of like these two aspects. Now we have to break free from Maya, from the illusion of the temporary, and move towards the ultimate. So we can see the importance of a system of reflection like this, but also the cons as well. It can become something where we deny the body, we deny the mind, we deny the importance of the ego. We deny even the pleasures and the beautiful things of this life for the divine. And so Tantra comes along and says, actually, you know what? Even that illusion, even things which are temporary in our lives, like love, like life itself, even this is having its aspect of sacredness. Can we say that it is less sacred than the infinite consciousness? And we come to the conclusion, no, actually they have equal amounts of sacredness. We can also see the problems with this because then we can go into maybe unethical behaviors and say, well, even this is sacred. So we have to look at these traditions with common sense and find our own comfort levels with the practice we're doing. Just to make it clear, Tantra aims for self-realization, to realize the self. Tantra aims to realize the sacredness in this body here and now. We're not looking for some afterlife, which is where we will have everlasting peace and quiet. The point is to bring it down to earth, to bring us here and we be that place between heaven and earth. Feet firmly rooted into the earth and our head in the heavens. And we are somewhere in between. And really, at the end of the day, we oscillate between the two. So this is kind of the tantric worldview. When we look at the worldview of Neo-Tantra, and you might also know what revolves around a Neo-Tantric practitioner, there will tend to be a lot of eye-gazing between partners in groups of people. There can be a lot of emphasis on pleasure, on sexuality. When you look at traditional Tantra, how come those things aren't in traditional Tantra? And it's because it's not part of traditional Tantra. It's a commentary that was developed by some teachers that this is what Tantra is. And indeed, Tantra has no problem with sexuality, and in fact sees that it can be a sacredness and can be divine. However, it goes more than just into our sexuality. Many of us in the West and in the world in general, we also need our sexual liberation as well. We need to learn how to connect to other people. And practices like these have their importance. They are really amazing, but they're not a traditional Tantra. It misses its mark. Pleasure-based teachings kind of finish there. And so our path in Tantra is more than that. And Tantra in a way is like life. How much of our life is based around sexuality? Maybe it's a lot. Maybe it's 95% of our life. Or maybe it is just 5% of our life, and we can reflect on those teachings in that 5% of our life. And so really in Tantra and in many different traditions in India, we would say that what is important is lineage. With Neo-Tantra schools, where is the lineage that's there? Where is there an unbroken line of living gurus which makes the tradition thrive? And in Neo-Tantric schools, they aren't there because a lot of it teachings are either made up or a lot of it is that the teachings, they just don't hold true on a traditional kind of basis. How can we say these teachings are authentic and these are not authentic? Well, to have a living master who can tell you that this is authentic or this is not authentic, to have a living master that has brought their own practice, a practice that a teacher has done to bring them to siddhi, to bring them to perfection, not just fruition. And so if we have a teacher like this, then they can prescribe to us certain teachings that can bring us to that place, and we can practice in their footsteps in the teachings and in the practices to get to that place. Before you just start the next video, I'd like to take a moment to ask you to reflect for a little bit and ask yourself, the understanding that you had of Tantra before watching this video, would you say that it was shaped by pop culture or by traditional teachings, or maybe even some of your own understanding that you gained from both of those? Also, how has this changed from this class that I'm giving to you now?